process too is keeping it nonpartisan. You know, I think the only way that this is really going to work is by making everyone feel comfortable when it comes to this. You know, because you may not want to work for the organization for getting forward the entire agenda of the president, but you might be really interested. You might be as conservative as can be, but you might be very interested in a particular issue. And we want everyone to be welcome. And I think that it's important to keep a focus on that we want all Americans to work towards all of these issues. We may feel very strongly about certain issues, but we're trying to pull everybody in as best we can. It may not be possible, but I think that should be a goal.
Excellent. And your hand, Tamara.
You know, I heard a statement, I won't say who's the show, but Susan Eisenhower was on the panel and she said, we have a socialist government-run already healthcare. It's called what we do for our vets that come back, and it seems to work, and they're taken care of. And so, you know, when they say socialist, we already have that.
And so we have to look at what other states are doing. I don't want to mention California because they have health care, but we have to look at something that is working. And in Virginia, if you don't have health care through your employer, if you don't have a rich uncle willing to help you, there's nothing unless the government will say that you're disabled. Unless you find some other forms of higher paying insurance, and it's not going to work. There's nothing between the age of 19 to 64. And when we go into those working people, when we cap over, when we go over that, we need to make people think you're going to use your 401ks and everything to pay off these medical bills. Then you're going to owe the IRS and it's a never-ending battle. So we have to identify, do something to identify.
I think as we start to recognize the opportunity to go forward, there's a tendency on the part of a lot of people who are rightly impatient to want to get everything. And I think that we have to recognize that we can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. We got to move forward to get what we can. The legislative process is ugly. Legislators from so many districts are basically changing that bill in many, many ways. And frankly, I trust that President Obama is going to move that agenda as far and as fast as he can, recognizing that there are severe limitations because of Congress. So we can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. We've got to get out there, from my standpoint, to recognize that rather than arguing about the policy, we need to organize and create tremendous forward pressure, just like we did the president, to move these policies forward. And they're not going to be everything we want, but we're moving forward now instead of moving backwards, and we need to recognize that.
Eric, I tricked you. I'm talking more detail about how to address these questions. So for folks who have been out collecting declarations or talking with folks about their personal story, phone banking, door knocking, hitting those high traffic areas, what's been working well for you so far? I saw a bunch of hands, so I know that folks have been doing this. And I know you've been succeeding because I see them get entered online, and I hear about the great phone banks and door knocks that happen. So what's working? How are you guys getting those declarations when you go out in the community? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a good point. Let me explain what I mean by that. For those who do not know, in your packet, there's a form. It has the President's 3 healthcare principles on the top of it. And then below it, there are several blocks to fill in names and contact information. Can somebody hold that up who has the handy? Okay, great. So you see what those look like? Everybody should have that in your packets. So what these declarations are a catalyst for talking to folks in the community about the healthcare issue and gathering a tangible demonstration of their support. So they're in some ways like a petition, but they're a little bit more robust. And one thing that folks have told us is that they want the ability to get out information via text message. So there's actually a spot there where, in addition to all of their other contact information, people can check a box that they are interested in receiving text message updates. So that's an extra organizing tool for you. And how many, show of hands again about how many folks collected voter registration during the campaign? Awesome. So you guys know that that was a catalyst not only to get more people registered and out to the polls, but also to be able to follow up with those people. Because once they were registered, we wouldn't have been able to get them out to the polls if we couldn't find them, right?
be abreast of the different things, that's fine. But don't let that stuff, get you caught up, because anything that has these principles in it will be a good plan, according to Organizing for American People here. You know, so what I found is that if I'm able to talk to someone and clarify to them that we are not looking for any particular plan. And there's a lot of plans out there, everybody can know that, a lot of stuff going on in the Senate and stuff. But that's not what Organized America is doing. We're not sitting on no committees, you know, we're not making any decisions on what's going to be what. But we just want these three principles. And I think that's real simple. You know, when you can tell a person, look, you know, we don't know nothing about plans, but we can send you to some websites that's got some stuff that you want to look at. But for us, Organizing for America, we want to make sure that people that's getting paid to do the work, do the work. The people that get paid do the work. Once they do the work, then we'll look at it.
Okay, so saying, Rod, yes, sir?
One of the things that I've been using that surprisingly used is email. I didn't use email much until the campaign. And even last week I got an email, I can't remember if it was from the White House or from OFA, but it was about trying to go against all the negative stuff from healthcare. And can you sign that you agree with this and then send this to 4 friends? Well, I did. 2 of them emailed, one I didn't expect. 2 of them emailed me back, said I signed it and sent it on. I was like, whoa. So I started doing, I've sent it to like 25 people so far, and over a quarter have signed up. And not a single one of them is one of us. They're all folks that I think maybe kind of might be interested, and I haven't had a single person get real angry with me in one So the use of something that had good information, it had something quick and easy to do, and that I could send on, and people would go, well, yeah, that whole thing, like the 3 principles on. So that was a success.
Awesome. And one thing that I heard out there are all these like secret people at our workplaces and in our social circles where we run things just the way we do and we didn't even know. Yes, sir.
Well, I think one of the interesting things about that too, earlier, it was a swing state, so we really had a lot of motivation in the state to try and, you know, bump Virginia over the edge. So the campaign created a lot of contacts in this state. But states where, you know, we had people come to our house to canvass from Maryland, from New York, from California, places where